Good evening. This is Jeremy Jordan, the auditor in charge of the Land RPG. Just wanted to give you guys some cool little updates as to what we're doing. I'm trying to get more of these videos out, but obviously we are working on a lot of stuff right now. This is in lieu of the character skills that we're going to show. We will have a video out on that shortly. But first, we wanted to show you what we have been working on. So here is a lovely little demo we have about how to use the import tool that will be available to everyone in the next couple weeks. Also, I'm giving everyone a sneak peek of the character creator for those that have not seen it. So this is one of our characters. This is Auditor Occidendum, Occidendum, who filled out this lovely character creator Google spreadsheet for everyone. Everyone will have their own, so there won't be fighting over that. You will get your own copy of it as a player. You can come through and edit it however you want. But the great thing about this is this has a wonderful little figure out how to build your character. It has a guide, a walkthrough on how to create your character. You don't have to think of anything. You just choose what you want. So if you want your primary attack to be unarmed strike, you make it unarmed strike. If you want it to be small blades, you make it small blades, whatever it is. Now here's the crazy part. When you do that, it automatically fills in your character sheet. So he chose unarmed strike, but let's say I want to make sure he got an axe on the first hand, on his primary hand. In fact, it would change it to a simple battle axe. It even changes the logo on it. It's just a nifty little thing. But I'm going to go back to unarmed strike to start. All right, so choose your weapons, choose your armor, choose your skills, blah, blah, blah. You'll all have access to this in a couple weeks. Magic, spells, you get some uncommon skills. You fill in some other details. Character's name, Mr. Maltby. You actually get a touch of chaos. He chose Archery Prodigy. Very nice. Now, some people, if you went to MissFest, you qualify for one of the special codes one way or another through the last year and a half, let me know. I will give you the code you qualified for, and you put that code in right in this little square. If you don't have one of those codes, you get to choose one of the many available abilities, and we will actually list those probably next week. It's on the schedule, I think. I could be wrong, but we want to make sure you guys all have access to the different abilities coming out. And then this is what matters, the Roll20 export data. This is why we're here. So we have this lovely character import demo. We have a character template we're going to bring in, and this is just a default token. I'm going to set it up for Mr. Byron here. Character sheet, edit. I'm sorry, his character is Occidendum. What is it? OCC. Oh my gosh, slowly at the top here. Going up. OCC. I'm just going to copy it. It's just easier. No, that's not so easy. All right. Oh, there it is. All right, and he's not actually in the game, so I'm just going to put it in my name right now. As we're doing this without him, there's a couple characters we set up already. All right, and we'll change his icon later. That is him. All right, and I'm actually going to leave this open. Let me just change the name here as well. Represents that character to OCCIDENDUM. Oh, that's right, look at that. We'll fix his bars later. But here's how the character copier works. I go into chat here. I go all the way to the bottom of this. Oops, not that far down. Main stats. I copy this. I paste it down here. Actually, it puts all types of excess little things in for some reason. Get rid of those real quick. Let me recopy it. Enter. Oh, look at the magic. So each one of these boxes has about 40 different tabs that it fills in. Well, the rest of these anyway, not the blue one. We'll go over that later. Whenever you paste it, it puts in about 10 to 15 of them. So I'm going to keep pasting it until I get hair, eyes, etc. filled in. There you go. And again, it's sometimes I've seen people do it in 2 or 3. I've seen people do it in 12. And honestly, it's not hurting the system. So I'm trying to get health and stamina and mana filled in. Now, at some point, I could just give up and go in and fill them in manually. So I know that stamina is going to be 100 because current stamina is 100. And for those that don't know this, health is up here. Your current health is here. When we fill out a bar, I'm going to close this real quick. So bar 1 is supposed to be stamina. So that's AA stamina. Where the heck is AA stamina? I don't know. Let me go to max health. Let me see here. All right, so that might not be filled in yet is a problem. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry, AA health. This is AA stamina. AA mana. Not quite sure why AA is in the top of the list, but hey, whatever. Must be the way it filled it out. AA health. 110. For those who haven't seen how this works, 120. 100. Okay. And he's got his little bars. So we can do that all later, though. I just want to show you how that works. Back to his character sheet. Because now we have this section done, it's now time for his attack tab, which are going to be these. So I just go in here. I get rid of the stuff on the bottom because it seems to result in less. And we've tried getting rid of it in the file. It won't. That's okay. Click send. Whoa! See, look how much for that filled out in that first one. So his unarmed strike didn't fill out, and we're still working on bugs in the character sheet, but obviously that one's good. His range attack didn't fill out. What is his range attack? Let's see here. Alright, his spells, weak air push doesn't have damage, weak haste doesn't have damage. Alright, that all magically filled out. It took 4 or 5, so good stuff. Skills tend to take a lot. I've seen 20 and 30 on skills. So, common skills. Alright, and again, I get rid of the stuff on the bottom. And then I copy and paste it without the stuff on the bottom. Alright. Nice run. So -1 means that it hasn't been filled out yet. So that's the system on it is if it has a -1, that means that it's not been filled out, but it's a number. If it has a tilde, like that, that means that it hasn't been filled out yet, but it's text. However, he doesn't have spellcasting efficiency, else it would be filled out. So he just has to have the tilde. This will not fill out a square, or I should say an entry point that doesn't have at least some form of marker in it. Do we get all of his... Wow. We get all of his skills in 3. I've never seen that happen before. All right. Good stuff. Good luck, Byron. Okay. Uncommon skills. Next. Again, same thing. We paste it. We get rid of the extra. I copy it. That's Control-A, Control-C for those of you who aren't old nerds like me. Let's see here. Back when we had DOS. Slowly filling it out. Now, I've had like 10, 15 of these before. Like, I can get to the point where I'll just like, blah, blah, blah. Do it again. Blah, blah, blah. Do it again. Oh, hold on. Alright, so he's got a couple more left. And honestly, at this point, I know he doesn't have those because no one has these. He's this guy in hygiene, you know what I'm saying? I'll just go in if it doesn't do it. Oh, it did it. Good stuff. Trapped his arm. He's got zeros here as a bonus. That means he's going to have zeros here as a bonus. Because no one gets a 0 modifier if they had a rank. You'd have at least a plus 14 or 15. Case in point, this guy. I'm sorry, at least a plus 12. Alright, and then lastly, I'm sorry, we got 2 more. We got spells down here. Alrighty, I get rid of the stuff on the bottom. Oop. Control C, V. Alright, there we go. Well, missed mana on that one. Let's see if it eventually gets it. Alright, we got it. I don't have to keep going crazy. We only have 2 spells, so it's not that hard to figure out. And equipment. And you'll excuse me, I am having a moment here playing with some animals. But let's see. We got his armor. We got legs didn't get a type in yet. And his equipment. He only has standard arrows. Oh, because he probably didn't put in what adventures he played. But you want to see something cool? There's another little nifty thing if I go to checkpoints. Oh, look, he played Playtest 01. And slowly, there we go, bam. More importantly, it fills out the truths revealed. And you know what? Goblin Slayer wasn't in Playtest 01. There's a little error we have to change. And the items gained. And if I go over here, if I go over here to equipment again, because he just picked up some equipment, watch his equipment box. after I get rid of all these extra spaces. Eventually, it'll... Aha! Add his new equipment. It does not add in things like your achievements from different adventures. However, special abilities, Roll20 doesn't allow me to paste in anything that's got lines. So I'm going to go up to special abilities here, and I'm just going to paste this in manually. And there's his special abilities. And it always puts space bars and extra stuff. Just one of those things. Coincidentally, for those who haven't used this recently, these boxes are now adjustable. So if you have spells that are of different size, I made these bigger. There was an issue with the spells being like that big, and now you can make it bigger. And if you have a giant spell, as long as you need to. All right. Well, I hope that is very exciting to you, because honestly, we are very excited that we were able to figure it out. But Mr. Malt B, your character is now ready to go, and if he was here, he could have done it himself. I just want to show you guys how it was done. He can now exit the game, so he's good to go. We'll change his icon later. He can now exit the game. Go to the Tools Character Vaults. This one happened to be Import Existing Character, Playtest. I got a few games if you couldn't figure that out. Playtest for test. P-L-A-T, there you go, test. And I just choose his character. Mr. Oxydenum. Bam. And now he's in my vault, as are many of you. I have about 125. The game is up to about 200 characters, just so you guys know. So thanks for being part of that. But I actually should have 2 copies, actually, of Mr. Acidindum. Nah, I went to the top. All right, point is, now he can export his character. There it is. Oh, no, there's 2. The one that was created today. He can now put his character in any game he's playing. We got to change his token when he gets in there, though. All right, like I said, hope you guys find that as exciting as we do. It is very cool that you can create a character here, and you can import it to the game without having to type everything in. That makes us very, very happy. And again, if you want a little spoiler on this, and this will be out, like I said, in a couple weeks, you put stuff in, it creates a character sheet. You want to level up, you could level up. You could put in new gear. Some of you have a lovely, what is it called? It's a lesser quarantine, Quarantine, mask. I don't remember the name of it. Let's find out if that's a thing or not. Because if it is, it'll show up. Actually, if it is, it'll just increase my stats. Let's see. He had a 42 without it. Let's see if I spelled it right, shall we? Or with it, I should say. Oh, yeah, no, it's there because it's 3 armor. So I actually spelled it right. Control-Z that. All right. So, yeah, you type in it. It shows up on your character. Lesser Quarantine Mask, 3 armor, type light. It doesn't have the notes. I actually should put notes in that. Note to Jeremy. Spellbooks, if you acquire spells past the first 2, we write them in here. Checkpoints, you write in the checkpoint the date played, hopefully 0 deaths, and it'll actually start doing the math for you. There was no money or experience, rather, in this adventure, but you did get 5 days of personal time, for example. Treasure tells you what you have currently. You could sell something. So let's say Mr. Byron doesn't like calcium powder. All right, right. It shows it up. That means I typed it in right. It requires exact spelling. So let's say he sells 1 of them. He's got 0 left, but hey, it gave him 1 silver. And that's how it goes, by the way. Gold, silver, copper. And it actually breaks that down for you in the journal as to how much you have. He's got 1 silver from selling stuff. And when we do crafting, this is where it'll be recorded. Again, hope you guys like the awesome. Thanks for playing.